Oh, hello everyone. I hope you're all well. It's Susie here from Esoteric Trading Solutions. Please be kind to your parents and your friends. Please be kind to your putty cats, your beautiful animals, any other animal you've got. And please be kind to people in the world just to make this world a better place. And I really, really honestly mean that. I will be talking about some people that are on my subscription channel who are not that kind, and I will be deleting them. But also it's sad that we should have to basically tell people how to behave. But anyway, let me talk about this video. So I did a video a week ago talking about Ripple being valued at 10 billion, and what does that mean? And I did a very simple valuation of Ripple to determine the equity, and said Ripple could possibly do an asset swap, swapping some of XRP into equity, which would be fantastic for the end investor, but also give Ripple a lot of diversification. Okay, so I just want to bring you back to what I was talking about. You know, they have a lot of cash. It'd be great for them to do this. They could transfer value to XRP overnight, as I said. Get Ripple's name out there, great marketing, advertising, great professionalism for them. It's an entree to something bigger, absolutely. Issuance in the equity market, for example, would be huge. Huge for them, get them much more well known in America and everywhere else. I did a simple valuation, but not using the discounted cash flow model. You can use many different valuation models for equities. It's many different numbers, but I actually looked at doing a valuation with book value. Okay, now book value has got a lot of restrictions, but just to give you an example of doing a valuation with book value, and basically with the valuation of book value, we can actually tell how much the equity is worth of Ripple's just with a very simple valuation. But you must know that there's negatives and positives with using book value, because it is what it says, book value. It doesn't look at future value, or it doesn't look at mark-to-market value of Ripple or XRP. So people need to understand that as well. Ripple can do this. They can easily do it. And I'll come back to some questions that people had, and from just the comments you guys made out there, some of the comments, and I'll answer those questions as well. So just so that we're all covering the same thing here. So as you know, Ripple and XRP have a lot of utility. Now they're not only this, now they're doing music. They can do ICOs on their platform, and also they're going into their writing and their entertainment and social media. Okay, so they can actually now be a competitor to Tron, which is a real bonus in itself. And they're actually competitors to all those platforms out there: EOS, Cardano, Ethereum Classic, Waves. Okay, because they can do ICOs as well, and I'll mention that again. So please look at my Patreon, all my FlixChimp, all my courses. I do have 4 different levels on Patreon now that you can actually go into. $10 just if you'd like to see exclusive videos which aren't on YouTube. $20 if you want to see exclusive videos and questions and answers, and I will be doing live on there as well. $35 if you would like to get coin reviews or token reviews, and that's really cheap, maximum 8 pages, 1 a month, or an exchange review, maximum 8 pages, 1 a month. If you do the $35, plus you get exclusive content as well from me in terms of videos. I don't put them on YouTube at all, or they're on FlixChimp. Okay, so if you do the $35, you will get that exclusive reviews in terms of coins and tokens. Okay, where I outline the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities and threats, and the risks. Okay, so you can have a look at that, and that's the $35 Patreon, or alternatively you can pay for it on FlixChimp, not a problem. Okay, so please also select that subscription button for me, subscribe please, and also hit the bell, because that tells you when I'm sending out new YouTubes as well. So I will be doing a lot of YouTubes, but I do a lot of stuff on Patreon. I probably, apart from, I might post something on YouTube every 2 to 3 days or something like that. But Patreon, I post something once a day, as well as FlexChimp, and it's exclusive content that doesn't go anywhere else, okay? Apart from if you're a subscriber on my Slack, okay, Esoteric Trading Solutions, right, where you can pay an upfront fee. So when we did talk about Ripple, we came up with basically a valuation of Ripple for the equity side, and that's, as I said, just a quick, crude valuation. Book value equals equity minus total assets minus total liabilities. Now, we know they issued 200 million, just to give you a refresh. Total assets were 10 billion, and that was when they did their equity valuation models were saying it was worth 10 billion, okay? But this is basically book value, almost like historical value, not forward-looking value or even mark-to-market value. So we came up with a figure of 9.8 billion equity. So if we did know if their equity is worth, just using book value, 9.8 billion, and Ripple decide to issue 1 billion in shares, okay, 1 billion in shares, and they do an asset swap, it means XRP, 1 unit of XRP as a minimum is $9.80, and this is just another calculation of valuation, okay? And as I said, there's many different types of valuations in the equity market, many. Because I worked as an equity fund manager and equity broker, I know what I'm talking about. So therefore, we basically said that XRP with an asset swap, you get the 980 less the XRP, you make $5.05 out of XRP. Now, number one, you don't have to do the asset swap if you don't want to. You can hold the XRP, right? Because the fact is, and this is addressing some of those client questions as well, you can hold the XRP. So if the XRP does better than 505, you hold the XRP if this was ever going to happen, okay? You have to make an investment decision on that with your own due diligence, right? That's a fact. So, this is a great story. You can decide to, if they ever did this, you could decide just to hold the XRP and say, right, the XRP is going to go higher or not. The asset swap is only going to give me $5.05 per unit, and I'm better off holding the XRP. But again, that's your choice, and this is not in stone. So people seem to think that whatever I'm saying is in stone and it's not correct. It's not. It is correct. They just don't understand what I'm getting at. So please watch the videos again, because honestly, some people make comments and they don't even know what they're talking about. And I go, look, did you actually watch the video? Go back and watch the video. Feed income. I mean, some of the stuff people say is just garbology. Watch the video. It's amazing what people don't know. Because they don't know what they don't know, they just come across like absolute, what can I say? It's, what they say sometimes is garbology. And I don't mean to be unkind, but if you don't know what you don't know, then you just don't know, right? It's just that simple, okay? So that's why I say education is so important. People are prepared to lose money in the cryptocurrency market by the thousands and hundreds of thousands, and yet they won't pay $35 to me that knows something, knows my stuff seriously, 35 years or more. What else do I need to say here? People are just silly, very silly. Anyway, let's go through the questions and answers, and I'll probably do 11 of the answers here. And some said to me that Ripple cannot buy their own cryptocurrency. Of course they can. Ripple can buy anything they want to buy, okay? You can go to the market and buy anything. If you have the money, you can go to the market and buy shares. If you have the money, you can go to the market and buy cryptocurrency, whether it's Ripple's or whether it's not. Ripple can buy their own cryptocurrency, their own XRP. Anyone can buy it. Ripple, just like the share market. A company can go and buy its own shares, right? Easy. Off the market, with an off-market transaction, an over-the-counter transaction, which is done, through institutional dealers, where they find them, the supply very quietly with other clients they have that have that supply, and they buy it off market, and they take that supply out of the market. Ripple for 25 billion wouldn't go to the exchanges and buy it off the exchange like we do as a retail client. 25 billion is a huge amount. So Ripple would go to an institutional dealer, right? An institutional dealer who would ring around his other big clients, fund managers or other huge clients that are holding a lot of XRP, i.e. 25 billion or more, okay? And then the broker, the institutional broker, would say to the other client, ABC Fund, I've got a client who wants to buy 25 billion of XRP over the counter. The other client wouldn't know who the other client is. And the other client goes, yes, I'll sell you 25 bill. What level? So that he might put out, or she might put out, yes, I'll sell it at, 25 cents. And so they'll go back to Ripple. The broker will go back to Ripple and sell it and say, I've got a client that wants to sell it for 25 cents, which will be higher than the market because it's hard to get this volume, right? Could even be at 30 cents. You see what I'm saying? So the broker will talk between the buyer and the seller, which is all done off market. You don't see this stuff through the exchanges, not these big whacks or licks as we used to call them. You don't see them through the exchange, seriously, honestly. They don't operate the way us little people do that want to buy 1,000 XRP or 75,000 or whatever. These people will do it over the counter through institutional brokers. So the broker will go back, to his client on the other side that wants to sell, and he'll say, hey, no, Ripple only want to buy it at 24.8 or something, 24 cents, 0.8. So then he'll go back to his other client, and the client will say, oh, look, let's just make it 24.9. So then they go back to Ripple again, and Ripple says 24.9, 24 cents, 0.9 is 5 for 25 bill. And the deal is done over the counter. Completely different to the exchange, all right? Completely different. Now, of course, Ripple can buy their own XRP. They can buy anyone's and their own. And if they buy their own XRP, they can get rid of it. They can burn it. They can cancel it. They can do whatever they like with it. They can lose the private key. They could do anything so that never sees the light of day. It doesn't hit the circulating supply, or it doesn't hit the target supply. It's gone. Effectively, 25 billion has been reduced. It's gone. They had the cash. They bought it. That's it. Completely gone. You never see it again. Hasta la vista, okay? So I want to make that really, really clear. Ripple could do this. They could do anything, okay? And it amazes me how some people can go, oh, Ripple could never do this. How do you know? You don't know. I've seen a lot of things done in markets over my years of being in markets. You can never say never. Someone that can sit there, being arrogant or completely unbiased or biased can say to me that Ripple's not going to do an IPO. Eventually, Ripple will. It's a fact. They will. It's just a given. It's just when they're going to come to the market. Of course they're going to do an IPO. What do you think every other tech software company did? They went to the market with an IPO, initial public offering. Of course they're going to do an IPO. It's just a matter of time, man. Okay, the second question, someone said, an asset swap does not have to be done. They said an asset swap can only be done, with tradable securities. That is not correct. An asset swap can be done with non-tradable securities. It doesn't have to be a tradable security. An asset swap can be tailored to the client company's needs, like Ripple, okay? Tailored, okay? Doesn't have to be a tradable security. The bank or the investment bank gets paid for taking on risk like this asset swap, and they get paid for hedging the risk, right? As long as they can hedge the risk of XRP through futures or whatever, XRP itself doesn't have to be a security. You can do an asset swap with anything, right? Anything. Again, someone said Ripple won't IPO. I can't believe that. They're being incredibly short-term viewism, right? Short-term viewism. Ripple can IPO at any time. They're already selling shares to private investors, private equity holders. And every time they do that, they did one in December of last year. Over 100, 200 mil, I think it was. Every time they do that, those shares get picked up so fast, you can't even say Jack Robinson, right? They get picked up by one institutional investor. The institutional guys and girls and boys are they're just desperate to get into Ripple shares. Doesn't that tell you something? They're already doing it. They're already picking up Ripple shares. I'm cranky today. I'm really cranky because I've been tired lately. And I'm sick of the negativity of YouTube and Twitter. You want to see what someone said to this poor guy on Twitter. And this guy has some sort of dyslexic problem. He can't write problem. And this person was so horrible. I'm like, I'm just horrified. Why are people so horrible to each other? You know, what is that? Do we have no tolerance for people that are different? You know, honestly, isn't that what religion's supposed to teach you? Tolerance? Honestly, I just cannot understand the world, and it just never ceases to amaze me, and it just disgusts me how horrible some people can be. Really, and it really does affect me, I have to say. Anyway, so you can swap anything. A non-security, you can swap anything, right? Ripple will IPO, as I said. They're already selling shares to private investors, okay? They did it a lot in December of last year, and they get snapped up so fast, it's a joke, okay? Then I get this on my YouTube. VJ and this person called Rach, or Rach, I don't know, right? I've reported you guys to YouTube because seriously, I don't take any prisoners. Honestly, you know, I'm sick of the social media, you know, getting people like you guys doing what you do to me. My thing is to you, just go away, you know, I won't say anything horrible, but just go away. If you don't like what I do, don't call me a lie, because I'm not. I don't lie. I substantiate everything. You're the guys that have got problems, and please don't watch my YouTube again, because I will constantly delete you, and I'll constantly report you to YouTube, okay? And YouTube, I'm harassing YouTube because YouTube have to do something about horrible people like you, okay? I substantiate everything I say, everything, okay? That's number one. Number two, I don't lie. And, you know, you make that accusation in public, I can literally sue you for defamation of character, because I feel really insulted, honestly, and I don't need subscribers like you, so go away. Just go away and watch someone else that knows nothing and leave me alone. Okay? Simple. Right. And people have a go at me about XRP never going up. Give me a break. They say to me that I'm selling dreams. You know something? They need to go and get some facts. Seriously. Chris Larson just bought a video yesterday and was talking about the crypto market in comparison to the tech boom of 2000. And the interviewer asked him, where are we at the moment in cryptocurrency compared to the tech boom? Chris Larson said we are around the level of 1995, okay? And the tech boom, as you know, people made a fortune in 2099 or whatever it was. They made a fortune. So that's where we are. We're like 3 or 4 years off, you know? Please, if you're going to accuse me of something, at least have facts, right? Go and do your homework. But don't, you know, be unfair and accuse me of selling dreams to people. You know, what I say is I actually believe in, and I don't get paid for it by other YouTubers. So just go away, because I will block you. You know, again, I've done other YouTubes on this. So if you know anything that I've done, go and look at my other YouTubes. You know, again, I looked at how long did it take Apple to get to $1,000? It took a long time, 20 years. How long did it take Instagram to get traction? How long did it take the internet to get traction? Just stop harassing me negatively and go away. I hate bullies. I won't put up with it, and I'm petitioning YouTube to do something about bullies, and on Twitter as well, okay? Because I will bring this up because it happens all the time, and in my mind, it's not acceptable, and I won't put up with it, okay? Simple as that. You know, I don't know what happens in America, but I tell you, I'm not used to this being an Australian, that's for sure. So the next thing was Ripple's a scam, XRP is a scam. I still get this crap from people. You know, if you had any sense at all, any brains, Ripple, if they were a scam and XRP was a scam, they would be sued by the millions of clients they've got. They have millions and millions of clients. 300 clients is more, because the clients of their clients, Ripple's clients, have more clients. And you're too stupid to realize that, right? PNC has 8 million clients. How many clients do you think MoneyGram has? Millions. How many clients do you think their other clients have? Millions and millions and millions. If Ripple's technology didn't work and if they're a scam, they would be sued by their clients and they would be out of business. Okay? Just there, boy, oh boy, there's some really silly people out there. Ripple someone said, since Ripple doesn't own XRP in order to create it, how could they legally transfer it and not be a security? Well, you can buy anything and transfer it legally. Seriously, with no disrespect. You can buy a house. It's not a security. It doesn't trade on the exchanges. You can buy anything, collectibles. You can buy a book as long as you've got proof of payment. That's a legal documentation. That's a legal document to show proof of legal ownership. Stuff does not need to be a security. The thing is, if people are asking me these questions on my YouTube, you guys seriously need education. This is basic. This is not even Finance 101, and yet you're investing in the most difficult of all asset classes over and above equities, bonds, and everything, and you're carrying the highest risk. Equities, bonds, foreign exchange all together, even combined together, cryptocurrency has more risk, and you need to know more stuff. I mean, seriously, some of these questions are so basic, it's no disrespect, but you need training and education. I just cannot understand this. And like I said, Ripple could transfer wealth very easily to us as investors. Then someone says, if Ripple buys in the open market, would the price explode quickly? Of course it would, big time, but they wouldn't buy on the market. They would buy on the over-the-counter market. But even if they bought on the over-the-counter market, they've just listed taken 25 billion out and basically cancelled it. That's what they're going to do. If they cancel it, there's no 25 billion anymore, which reduces their supply and their circulating supply. People think that, they couldn't do this or they couldn't do an IPO. I think it's all inevitable. I think they will, with my learned experience and education and being in the markets for so long. I've worked in these markets. I know what clients do. You either believe me or you don't believe anyone. I come up with facts. I know what I'm talking about. XRP is very liquid, okay? Extremely liquid. It's probably the most liquid cryptocurrency out there. Very extremely liquid. That's why the buy-sell spread is not wide. You can tell how liquid a thing is by the buy-sell spread. It's extremely liquid, and they could do an over-the-counter deal. So it is liquid enough. It takes time, as I said, 4 or 5 years. But, I'm not forcing anyone to hold XRP, okay? I'm cranky and I'm tired. I'm not forcing anyone to hold XRP. If you're not prepared to wait, get out of it and forget about it, But if it goes up, that's your problem, not mine. I'm not forcing anyone to hold XRP. Look at other markets. Microsoft didn't go up in a straight line. It took years and years and years. Look at Amazon. For heaven's sakes, if you're not prepared to hold an investment, for any time, and you keep looking at every day, you shouldn't be in this, right? Forget about it, And then someone says to me, what are the chances of Ripple ripping us off? Seriously, and making us sell? Come on. You only sell if you want to sell. Ripple would not do that. Under case law, even if Ripple is a non-security or not, they have a reputation to uphold. They're not in the business of ripping off clients, for heaven's sakes. They can be sued under case law if that was ever the case, and they just wouldn't do it. They have a reputation in the market as professionals. I mean, seriously, the banks rip us off, where are you guys jumping up and down about the banks? The status quo rips us off. Anyway, look, I'm cranky today. I'm really, really cranky. Anyway, I hope this helps you guys. Please look after yourself. Please be kind in the world, everyone, because I'm fed up with the negativity crypto, YouTube. Look after yourselves, look after your family and friends, and please look after your putty cats, look after your beautiful animals, and just be nice to people. Why do I have to say that to people? Seriously. Anyway, enough of me. I hope this helps. Thank you. Oh no.